Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the House of Valentina. I'm so excited that you're here today because guys, it's the beginning of the spring season. I love spring. I'm like, do I love it more than Christmas? And I'm like, oh, but then there's fall and summer. Okay, so I really love all the seasons. But there's something so utterly enchanting about the spring season when everything starts to bloom and the days start to grow and the world just feels like it's coming alive and you feel the sun lingering and this season is so charming and so beautiful and I cannot wait. So I couldn't sleep last night because I started thinking about little things I was gonna start doing to the house to get it ready for the spring season and I couldn't sleep, guys. I love this time. I think it's so much fun. And I don't know about you, but I do have some renovations that I am working on in the house, and we are hopefully gonna make some real headway on the backyard garden of the dreams that we hope to achieve this year. But the things that we are gonna talk about today, they're just little things. They're little things that I like to do every spring that brings that feeling of light and sun and romance and enchantment and just beauty of spring into my home. And I just wanted to share with you what I'm about to do. And in the next few weeks, I'll be sharing the house tour and everything we're up to. But it's just such an exciting time and I'm so happy that we get to do this and we get to decorate together. She's gotta put her coffee down. If you're not a subscriber, we would just be so delighted if you want to become a subscriber because we have such an amazing community here of those who just love to create a beautiful life and a beautiful home. And I hope that we keep you super inspired every single week with lots of ideas and inspiration on really just living that beautiful life. And whether it's decorating or switching out the pillows or holding a party, whatever it is, I hope that we always encourage you just to live your most beautiful life. But let's jump into this video because clearly I'm very excited about spring. The very first thing that I always do when I feel spring coming is I immediately start going around my house and lightening up the pillows. If you're like me and you've bought the down inserts, it's such an easy fix because all you have to do is unzip the cover, fold the cover up and put it into, I have a little storage area downstairs. I have some little shelves, but maybe you have a drawer, maybe you have a storage area and you just tuck the heavier velvets and things of the winter time, you're gonna tuck those away and instead switch them out for something like beautiful linens. I love linens. Honestly, you can have so much fun during this time period. You can go for neutrals, you can go for blues, you can go for greens or pinks. Every year, those come right back out because they're so beautiful. But you can also do beiges and taupes. Camel is another color that I love to have out, even in spring. A lot of people associate that with fall, but actually when you mix it in with your spring items, it's absolutely gorgeous. But you can also think about adding in florals. I know, florals for spring, groundbreaking. No, I'm serious though. Think about florals, think about eyelet, well, she says that with like an eyelet blouse on, eyelet, lace, like you can really have a lot of fun playing around with the spring season with your pillows. And it really is such a joy. You can also mix in like some high contrast in there. You don't necessarily, that's the thing about it, is that people always think that spring has to be super casual. It really doesn't have to be. It could be very formal. It could be very informal. It can really be whatever you want. But either way, mixing in those lighter materials, maybe a new color accent for the season, it's gonna really give you a refresh that you're just gonna be like, oh, the sofa looks amazing, the bedroom looks so good. I'm just in heaven. I love it. you can't have spring without flowers, of course. Well, we're starting a little early, as we are prone to doing because we get very excited. So yes, you could definitely get some flowers from maybe your grocery store, or of course treat yourself to a beautiful bouquet. Did you know you could also do subscriptions? I think it's Urban Stems is the name of it. They do amazing florals that you can do on a subscription even, and have florals arriving every single week to your home. I mean, who's gonna argue with that, right? But you could also do some amazing faux florals. It's that season. You can bring out the cherry blossoms. Oh my gosh, the cherry blossoms. You can bring out the hydrangea. I love lilacs. And I have to tell you, for years, you can go back and look at the archives here on this channel. We've had this channel, I think we're almost at 10 years. I mean, it's been a minute. I mean, I was like 10 when we started this thing, obviously. But if you look back in the archives, you're gonna see a lot of videos where I'm like, ooh, faux florals, ooh. But every time I said, it's not that I don't want them, it's just they look terrible. When they come out with good ones, I'll let you know, we are there. We have arrived. There are some amazing faux florals out there. I love going to A Floral. I talk about them all the time. All the time. It's because their faux florals are just incredible. But you know who else has amazing faux florals? Pottery Barn. Man, they have some gorgeous arrangements. And our house, whew, unbelievable. So I have also bought some off of Amazon. I will say it's hit or miss on Amazon. So you gotta look for my recommendations. I've done roundups of the faux florals that I really like, and it is a select amount of them because some of them do look kind of a little dodgy, not really real looking. You're really wanting something that looks very real. But either way, whether you're gonna do real flowers or faux flowers, you just need flowers in your house for this time. So pick whatever you like, put it on every room, every single room of the house needs flowers, okay? Have them on your fireplace, on your coffee table, on the kitchen counter, by the nightstand, in your bathroom, have them everywhere because it'll really give you that spring feeling. Right in line with that, let's talk about fragrance because that is one of the things that I love to change out when it comes to the spring season. I jumped in early this year, guys. I did. I've got, even sitting here, hang on, I've got it sitting right here. I have been obsessed with the tuberose fragrance. I got my first one of these last year. This is definitely a little, it's a budget buster, okay? But, the tuberose, the tuberose. But their rose fragrance also, like if you're looking to really treat yourself, they also have the diffusers. If you prefer to have the diffusers and just fragrance the room, or the room sprays, those are really affordable if you want this fragrance without burning through a candle really quickly. But also La Jolie Muse, their rose oud candle, oh my gosh, it's so good. And their gardenia candle as well. Unbelievable. There are definitely great options out there, but going for a floral fragrance at this time of year, it just changes the way everything around you feels, and you feel like you're in a garden. Okay, but either way, definitely floral fragrances. Oh God, you're gonna love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes. Let's go buy 1 million. I'm so ready. Okay, next up, you need at least a lighter blanket. And it is hard because this time of year, it can be a bit cold. We still have those we still have flash freezes. You try to say it, see if you can do it better. She's getting feisty. I don't know where that came from. But either way, hang on, let me show you. I've got these beautiful, beautiful blankets. This is one that I got from Brooklyn, and they actually sent this to me. I love these sort of lightweight blankets. You can mix these in for spring as well. I've got solids from them as well. They are light, they're airy, they look beautiful. Folded, put over the arm of a sofa, over the back of the sofa, over the arm of your chair. Put them over a bench, right? Put them over the bed itself. They're really lighter weight, but they are still made of a material like wool or cashmere or alpaca. And so they're actually warm, which is really nice because if you get chilly, you can actually put this over your shoulders, which I do often. I'll take it and just wrap myself up in this. And it's so nice because it does actually have a warm material, but it looks really lightweight and it's just stunning. So I'll leave the link to this. And then I've purchased some beautiful cashmere off of places like Amazon. If you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, this is still budget friendly too. And once you buy these blankets, you buy them for life. So they don't ever end up you never get rid of them. In fact, they are heirloom quality. They really are, and they're amazing. So yeah, definitely start thinking about lightening up the blankets. You might leave the fur and have a little mix, a little blend for a little while. And then once you hit summer, that's when you put the fur fully away. But for now, you can have a mix while the seasons are still kind of changing over. Either way, lightening up the blankets just adds this lightness to the entire space. It makes it feel just like the layers are coming off and you feel lighter in the room, and that's what we're going for. The other thing you could do is lighten up the rug. I like to do that. I like to lighten up the rug. I'll go through the house, and anywhere I've put down a heavier blanket, I'll actually pull it up and put down a lighter, I think I said blanket and I meant rug. Did she just? I think she did. No. Usually I catch that later. But no, you want to pull up the heavy, maybe the heavy wool rugs, and maybe lay down something like a sisal, something woven, something that's just lighter in color. Persian in a lighter hue could be really beautiful. If you've gone for something heavier for fall, winter, you may just want to lighten up the rugs in the room. Another thing that I like to do is that I like to lighten the curtains. That doesn't mean I necessarily change the color, although I do at times. Like in my bedroom, last year I have the black velvet in there for fall, winter, but last year I put in the stunning black linen curtains. You can buy these curtains from several different places. Homerilla sent us ours, but you can also find some beautiful linen lined. If you still need the black out or the privacy, you can still get them lined, and they're absolutely stunning off of Amazon. Homerilla is nice because you can custom make them to whatever you need, but then of course they're a little bit more expensive because of the customization. So just depending on your needs and your desires and your budget, either way, there's something for everybody. You can also look at Pottery Barn. They have gorgeous linen curtains. They're so heavyweight and they're so stunning, and you can go for a lighter color, but if you're like me, you may want to still have a little contrast in your room and you're just lightening the fabric itself. You've got some room to play here. You may also want to put up some sheers. I love sheers for spring and summer. I think that they are, I remember when we lived in Spain and we have the windows open. Again, we didn't have air conditioning, and just those shears would just blow in the wind, and oh, wow, we've gotten 2 chef's kiss so far in this video. I'm telling you, I am pumped for this moment. I'm so here for it. Well, either way, there's so many options. Lighten up your curtains and have a bit of fun, changing out the color or not, whatever feels best to you. But either way, that does help make the room feel a lot lighter. Another thing I like to do is I like to lighten up the bedding. I love to lighten up the bedding. So if you like a more luxurious feel, you can still do the sateen. That is timeless. Sateen works for every single season. It always gives you a feeling of luxury. You guys hear me talk about Brooklinen all the time. They're sateen sheets. Oh, we're about to get another chef's kiss. I'm telling you, I'm on a roll. I hope you're not playing the drinking game with the chef's kiss this time. You're in trouble. But I do think that that is gorgeous all year round. You can also add in linen with that. So a linen quilt, linen blankets, lighter cotton quilts, all these materials mixed in with that sateen can be very luxurious, and also really something about spring, summer. There's like this lightness, and right? So even when you're trying to create something that feels luxurious, you want to achieve the lightness of the materials. So I don't use the velvet bedding, right, during spring, summer, because it's just too heavy. It's just too much. So if you still need the warmth, you could think about a wool blanket. I have one I bought a couple years ago from RH Paid a pretty penny for that one because it was a little bit hard to find a wool blanket that would go all the way across the foot of the bed. And so I just finally caved and bought mine from RH. I'll try to find something else similar that I could link to because it's also really thin and you don't realize that it's actually keeping the warmth on the bed while it is still cold outside at times. But either way, layering the bed and also lightening it at the same time, lightening up the pillows and using those light and airy materials. It really just gives you that sort of romantic elegance that for me is something I just cannot get enough of in springtime. I use my hurricanes year round. Hurricanes and lanterns, I love to use them all year round. It's just they look so different in spring and summer than they do in fall and winter. Like fall, winter, I'm like, let's add ornaments, let's add pine cones and sticks. And then to me, like spring, summer, you can just have a hurricane in a candle or a lantern in a candle and it's just, oh, it's so simple. It's so beautiful. You know what it is? It's like we hit this season and the roses start blooming and everything's coming into bloom. And so you don't need all that stuff. Now you could add in some shells and some things like that, especially as you get to summer. You could add some filler in, you could add moss in them. That's another great way of adding that spring-like feel. But either way, I think the hurricanes and the lanterns, I'm just gonna lump those two in. Because I really love them. I think they just look absolutely amazing and really will just give your home that warmth of a new season while also being very light and airy. I really like to add mirrors. So if you're looking at your space and you're like, it's missing that thing, that something, you might be in need of a mirror. A mirror is such a good tool because you get to spring and now there's all this light and it's airy. By adding a mirror, you essentially extend that. You double the effect of that in a room, especially if it's reflecting the window light. So it's really, really nice. You can add them over your nightstands. You can add them over the bed, not like over the bed. That's a different video. Different video, different day, different channel, guys. I know, she went there. But think about adding one in the living room, over the fireplace, leaning one against a wall. You could also add one into your dining room, over a credenza, in an office. There's so many different ways to add mirrors into your room that doesn't have to be expensive. Of course, you could mirror your backsplash, you could mirror your doors. There's lots of things you could do, but the simplest thing in the world is just to simply add maybe a standing mirror that just leans on a wall or over any of those other options. It just will it'll double the feeling of the sun and the light in your room. And oh, she's about to do another chef's kiss. I'm gonna have you guys drunk. There you go, you're welcome. Okay, I got two more and I'm like, you're supposed to have made this a shorter video. I'm like, I'm gonna work on making the videos shorter. And I'm like, I don't think that's my skill set. I really like chit-chatting with you guys. Okay, so two last ones. The one, second to last is add a touch of green. So don't feel like you have to add greenery and don't feel like you only have to add green pillows, although I do like those. Love the set that they came out with, Pottery Barn. I do love those duvets. I think that a floral in green, like teal greens, mint greens, but also a lot of juicy greens. Oh, guys, that's just so nice. And I don't think you need to feel pressured to buy a seasonal duvet. And here's the thing. You're gonna switch yours up with one thing or another, and it's gonna, whatever you use, is gonna wear out eventually. So you're just delaying. That sounds like girl math, and I'm sticking with it. I'm not changing it. If you have one that you use year round, it's gonna get so much use that it's going to wear out faster. But if you have a couple options, then you're putting less wear on each one of them. It will hold out. That's why for me, I think a seasonal duvet can be a lot of fun. Maybe you wanna go for a juicy green, maybe you wanna go for a pale blue, or floral. Oh, the florals they do at Pottery Barn with the birds and the chinoiserie, it gets me every year. I just always want them. But adding a touch of green, back to the subject, is always a good idea. Whether you add moss balls, whether you add greenery into your vases, if you add a touch of green through your accessories, green glass can be so beautiful. And since we're talking about green glass, Green grass. Oh my gosh, green glass. Let's segue that right into our last point, which is switch up your dinnerware. Oh my gosh, I usually say this one. I was like, that's what I usually put on the living channel. We're bringing it here, okay? We're bringing a little bit of the living channel over here to our decorating channel, because switching out your dinnerware and your glassware at this time of year is one of my favorite things to do. It's such a nice way. You gotta drink out of something, right? Why not have beautiful glassware that makes whatever you put in it, like a boring glass of water, taste better? Yes, I did just say that. I mean, I really hate drinking water. Like, I only do it because I have to. I know it's good for me and I know I'm supposed to do it, but oh, it's like torture. Put that into a pretty glass, at least it makes it a lot better, right? But your glassware is such a nice thing to change up, and it really is about. So often people think that decorating is just about making a pretty space. Well, there's so much more to it than that. It's about the way you're living. Design should enhance your life. It should make your life even better. That's, to me, what good design should do. It's not just about having the perfect room with the perfect sofa and all the measurements and everything's in order and it's the best of the best. Like, well, those are all really nice things to tick off. And people do appreciate it when I bring that right to the table as a designer. But the design should be inspired by the life, not the life inspired by the design. I think that's how I like to see it. I like to think about the life that we're gonna live in the space, the kind of things that we like to do. And so for me, that dinnerware and the glassware and sitting on the sofa and lounging and being out in the garden as it warms up, like the whole thing for me it's everything. It's when it all really comes together. And for me, they can't really be separated. They really do go hand in hand. So switch up your glassware. Oh my God, the one every year, the Lily of the Valley, I think this may be the year I just finally do it. I have looked at the Lily of the Valley glassware every year at Pottery Barn for years, and I just love it. I love the little collections with the beautiful little florals. I love also like a white, crisp dinnerware. I love the Pilou Vite. I don't know how to say the brand actually, but the little French brand. They've been making their ceramics for over 200 years. Unbelievable. Still in the same like factory and everything, like unreal. But they're little beaded dinnerware and then like a light salad, and I'm like, oh. And then you think, oh, what kind of outdoor furniture do I need to go with this? And what kind of a life do I want outdoors? I mean, guys, we're just getting started. We're gonna make this the best spring ever at House of Valentina, and I cannot wait. So I hope you'll hit subscribe if you haven't already, because we're just gearing up. We're just getting started. This is the beginning of an amazing season. And if you're not following our living channel, you really should, because it's all about the art of living. And we share recipes with you each week. We share with you maybe if there's a new clothing item in. We share with you like behind the scenes of little projects we're working on. We set the table with you. We do gardening. We do a lot, and it's a lot of fun. I'm so grateful for each of you who's joined us over there, because we really do have such a blast with you. So thank you so much for being a subscriber here as well. We love you guys. I'm gonna go and start decorating for spring. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye for now.